Hello, Dog TV. Joe Myers here with another Dog TV chat live from my home office in Minnesota. Today, I have an incredible guest. I'm going to wait a little bit. I think you probably know who he is. Um, he needs no introduction, but I'm going to wait a little bit to give him one. So give me a nice thumbs up, a heart, so I know you're there, so I can introduce my guest as soon as I get that first question. There we go. We have a question in a language or a statement in a language I do not speak. So thank you, Carmen, for that. We'll try to translate it later. Maybe my guest can speak it. So without any further ado, I welcome the star of Nat Geo Wild's #1 show, Dr. Paul. Hello, Doctor.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Joe. It's good seeing you again.
You as well. I interviewed. This is the third time I've interviewed you, and it's always a blast. So we were talking a little bit before we went live. During this time, it's good to have some fun. It's good to laugh.
Yes.
It's also good to listen to the experts, and you are certainly in your field an expert. So I'd love to ask you a couple of quick questions, and if you have any questions for Dr. Paul, they're already starting to flow in. Thousands of them already in languages. So to speak.
You don't know what you started, my friend.
Awesome. So the first question I think everyone wants to know that's on our mind is, how is this COVID-19 coronavirus affecting you and your business?
Of course, we have to do what the authorities tell us. And yesterday, we got the executive order from the governor of Michigan to only do emergencies. When the dog's life is in danger, when the dog is in pain. So yes, basically no routines. We already had started our own way of preventing the spread by not letting anybody into the clinic. We took the dogs from outside ourselves into the clinic, and then either by phone or from a distance, the social distance, 6 foot away, we were then talking with the clients and see what was going on. Right now, there is no routine, only emergencies.
Oh, wow. That's probably, I imagine a lot of your business is people coming in, getting routine care. And
yes, a lot of it's routine. It's springtime. We do heartworm tests, we do vaccinations. All that's put on hold.
Wow. That is probably a challenging adjustment during this time.
Yes.
How's your staff dealing with this? And as everyone is in the comments is saying, keep healthy. So that's
the staff. We have been sitting down and we talked about it several times. And yes, everybody is just aware of it. Be careful. Don't go out. So I trust the people in the clinic that they don't go partying at night and come back the next day. This is not something that you do. Social distance, careful who you talk with, careful where you go, and yes, make everything as short as possible and go back home.
Agreed. Thank you for that. It's good advice, and we've been hearing it as well. One of the questions we got, can animals get coronavirus, the human strand, and can you talk about the difference between those?
Okay. Corona has been around for a long time. Corona is, like you see everywhere, it's a type of virus that looks like a crown, and that's where the corona name comes from. Mm-hmm. But 35 years ago, we were trying to breed our Great Dane, and we had one pup. And it suddenly died at 16 weeks old. And I sent it in, and it comes back, coronavirus. Never heard of it. So then about a month later, the traveling salesman comes and says, hey, we got a new vaccine. It's already in there. So now they had a vaccine. But there is a coronavirus in dogs. There's coronavirus in cows and in bats, as far as I know. We already vaccinated, but that coronavirus gave a diarrhea problem, just like parvo in dogs. Now the corona has changed so that it is not an enteric, but it's a lung problem. And that is what is so scary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's a different strand of corona.
It changed.
Okay, it changed. Gotcha.
It changed. And because it's such a new virus that way, there is no immunity to it.
Yep. And can animals get this new strand? We've heard some conflicting there.
Okay, the first one that I heard was a dog in China, a little foo-foo dog, that actually had the particles corona. They did a peer test that looked for the particles, and they found the coronavirus in the nose of the dog, probably from the owner that had it. The recent thing I heard was a cat in Belgium that also had corona, but I did not hear anything about the cat being sick.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that is the same test where they found the particles or that the cat was sick. We don't know. But that's the only two animals that had corona on them. But I have told my clients, yes, go take a walk if you want to, take your dog, but do not go to other dogs, because if somebody has corona and he coughs, those particles can land on the dog. If you pet that dog and then touch your face, you can get corona from that animal, but not, through the animal, but from the owner of the animal.
Gotcha.
Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Where, the particles on the dog, he's just a carrier, but doesn't get sick, but it's on his fur, so don't pet stray dogs and strange dogs.
Agreed completely. I think that's, self-isolating goes for you and your dog. And if you're on a walk, that 6-foot leash is nice and easy. Just put another 6 feet on the other end and keep everyone away from it.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's so what is some advice? Let's say your dog, because dogs have a mind of their own sometimes, and they do play with another dog, or you're on a walk and you don't see, what would you recommend cleaning your dog? How would you recommend
go take your dog for a walk, but like I said, do not interact with other people or other dogs.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
Okay.
Just stay by yourself, isolate yourself. That's the best.
Gotcha. And then so if the dog happens to, or maybe there's a neighbor dog that comes over to your yard, would you recommend maybe just a full bath?
No, not for the dog. You just wash your hands. The particles, the virus does not jump by itself. You have to pick it up, most likely with your hands, and rub your face, and that's how you get infected. Okay.
So wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
And make sure you're taken care of. As we keep hearing, we talked a little bit about all the experts knowing. What is your main source of information to keep informed during this time?
Well, I listen to everything. First of all, my phone. We have an app for Michigan only. We have all the Fox News and OAN and CNN. I listen to everybody.
Excellent.
And I take my own conclusions from there. And what we know a little bit helps, of course, but no, if the experts tell you, hey, we don't know exactly how it spreads, listen to them. And the biggest problem I have understood is that the virus can spread, that you are infectious before you are sick. And this is why I think is one of the reasons why it spreads so far and so fast, because the people don't know they have it. Go out in public, and there you go.
There it is. And since your office is closed for just emergency visits, what can a pet parent do, cat, dog, horse, to help their dogs maintain a healthy lifestyle? Especially since they can't go in for a routine check to check that little thing. You can easily.
It's the springtime in Michigan, so a lot of vaccinations, a lot of heartworm checks. All those things are on hold. My suggestion that yes, if the dog has been on heartworm prevention last year, and most of ours are the whole year through, because we have a combination with the flea protection, then just keep going until this ban is lifted and we can test them again.
Okay. So just keep going with any prevention. Keep going with, so that no matter what happens, they're going to be safe. You might be a little overly cautious, but that's important during this season. Awesome. So we're going to go to our audience for some questions. I'm going to go first ones first. So if you're asking a question right now, we'll try to get to it. First question's from Linda. Sorry, Carmen, I do not speak that language. I'm so sorry. From Linda, I'm fostering my first mom and litter of dogs next week. Puppies will be 2.5 weeks old. Any words of wisdom?
No, just do normal what you normally do. Okay, make sure that the dog gets good nutrition. Make sure that the dog does not have fleas or any other parasites, and that has not changed. Taking care of them.
Excellent, perfect. Another question, not COVID related, but if a 7-year-old pit that randomly vomits and it never dehydrated and is still always crazy. She will always vomit food that isn't eaten, and usually around times when things have changed, like going into a lockdown. Seems like maybe some stressful activity.
Yes, most likely. The only other thing that I can think of many times is that they eat too fast. And being a pit bull, that's my food. Don't you get it? So, what I do, there are now bowls on the market where there is something in the middle that they have to go around in order to pick it up. The most simple thing is you put a big rock, not a small one, a big rock in the middle of the bowl so that the food is around it, and he has to go around the food, around the rock to eat. That way he is not gulping the food down and many times doesn't throw up.
Awesome. And you can also check out, we did an episode last week on contra freeloading, on giving your dog some food puzzles, giving them that's sort of the same thing as well.
Basically the same thing, yes.
Yeah, I love
it. Don't make them eat fast.
Perfect. I got to do that as well. All cautious, nervous eating. Another question is, are you taping through this coronavirus?
No.
Your office?
No. We already 3 weeks ago, we stopped filming.
Okay.
And I don't really know when they start up again, but there is a lot of things coming that was done already way before. So yes, the new show will start sometime end of the summer, the new season, and hopefully by the time we'll be back to filming again.
Awesome.
Now, another thing is, every time they come back after they're gone for some time, I tell them, man, you should have been here. You missed this and you missed that. And oh, yeah.
Behind the scenes would be incredible.
Well, behind the scenes. If they ever do behind the scenes, watch it.
Awesome. Yeah, that new episodes will be premiering in July.
That's what I thought. End of the summer, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Can you tell the doctor Alex says hello and stay safe? Alex Sanchez. Friend of yours?
Hope so. Hello, Alex.
Maybe a new friend. Somebody said, after a flight from Palm Springs to British Columbia, my dog seems to be stuffed up. Maybe a sinus issue. Is this a worry?
Not really, unless it doesn't go away. Now, if this lasts more than 48 hours, I would say call your veterinarian.
Okay. Gotcha. Anything lasting longer than 48 hours,
I would say so. Yep.
Telemedicine. Is that something you guys are starting?
That's what we're going to do now too. Telemedicine, where the people, will ask on the phone what's going on. And yes, it's easier to do with a large animal because I've been here now 40 years, and I've taught my clients an awful lot, and they know what symptoms there are. And yes, telemedicine with a large animal is a lot easier with a small animal, because many times with small animals, people see things that really may not be true. I wish I could talk to the dog, but no, I can't do that yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're coming up with it.
Yes.
Okay. So work with telemedicine, work with your vet, but obviously when we can get back to the vet offices, get that checked out if it's still persistent.
Yes.
Awesome. And then a question just came in. I know you're abiding by all the local rules and laws. Are you still doing farm visits? I know that's a big popular aspect of your practice.
Yes. But there again, social distance. There's the cow. Like there was a down cow the other day with milk fever.
Yeah.
And the farmer said, okay, it's in the pen. And I went over there and took care of it all by myself.
Yep.
So we still, practice the social distance even on the farm.
Perfect. Yeah, it's important. Obviously, those animals can't go into the car and you hand
Nope.
a big cow
Nope.
in the window.
Yes, we drive out there, and that's not the problem.
Yep.
But while we get there, it's still we practice still the safety and the social distance, and we usually, especially with the down cow, we can handle it ourselves.
Perfect. That's important. A question from Linda, and this is actually related to Dog TV, so I want to be very honest here. Her dog Daisy watches your show, but her siblings have no interest. Why are some dogs into watching television, and why do some dogs they'd rather read a book?
We have the same thing. We have a young dog, and young dog, he's a year old and about 110 pounds, and he's a big Great Dane lap dog. Yeah. And he sits on your lap watching TV with you.
Yeah.
And it is just, but the dog thinks, well, yeah, it's nice. Hey, you don't watch every program on TV either. So if it doesn't interest him, he won't watch it. But if it interests the dog with another dog that's barking or something, yes, then they'll watch it. But why? No, they haven't told me why they like my program yet.
They haven't talked to you.
No, they haven't.
Dog reviews is coming next from Dog TV, but I agree. My dog watches Dr. Paul, and sometimes agreed. You don't watch everything.
Right.
You might watch more things during this time.
Yeah.
I know you're very active and moving around all the time. How are you keeping yourself both mentally and physically active during this quarantine? What do you do personally?
Mentally is very easily because, like I said, you now have to be on your toes. What with taking care of. Well, first of all, we're just taking care of the animal, and you didn't even know who the owner was. But now you have to make sure that the owner has the social distance. Stay away from me. I will take care of your dog. And so, yes, you have to be a little bit more careful, but at the same time, the people know it. It is not that it is something new for our clients. They completely realize what's going on, and they help us.
Perfect. So they're being helped. And then what about physical? Are you taking more walks now instead of?
Yes. When I drive now through the countryside, you see people walking all over the place, which of course is healthy, and it's nice for the dog too.
Excellent. I love it. Awesome. And then there's a question here that I saw. People are interested in being a vet. They love your show. They love what vets do. What is your recommendation for an inspiring vet that is like, this is what I want to do with my life?
Okay. First of all, work with animals and look at animals. Learn to read animals. What I'd say all the time, I look the animal in the eye. And they can tell me by looking at them what they think almost. So I don't talk to them, but I communicate with them through looking at them. Mm-hmm. And that works with just about every animal except cats, of course. But volunteer, at the local shelter, handle animals. And if you have a veterinarian that you go to and he is willing to let you observe or even help, start with cleaning cages, if nothing else. But make sure that this is the job that you want later in life. Personally, I love it because for me, it's a challenge to bring that animal back to the owner in a healthy condition. The last 3-4 weeks, we've had, I don't know how many foreign bodies, animals that swallowed things they shouldn't. And yes, so far so good, but these are challenges that you have to do and have to take, and you cannot save every animal. Doctors cannot save every patient. You know that now, especially. So yes, do the best you can, but make sure that this is the job that you want for the rest of your life.
I love it. That's so important, I think, with any career, but especially
with veterinarians, because you can go to, if you're a veterinarian, you can go into research and you can work for drug companies and everything. But for me, I wanted to work with animals.
I love it.
I wanted to get my hands dirty because, that's why I became a veterinarian, to help animals.
Amazing. Awesome. And Edgar, I want to thank you. He thought I was Justin Timberlake. He's a big singer, so thank you for that. I think he thought I was Justin Timberlake. Maybe he thought you were. So I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume me. I want to leave everyone with maybe a funny story. Can you tell us about your most memorable, animal experience or patient?
Yes. Hey, I've been a veterinarian for 50 years. Getting old, so you don't remember what happened 50 years ago. But there was one day, it was funny, and then I'll get out. I castrated a 3-ounce rat and a 2,500-pound Belgian horse. Thank goodness that they were not proportionate because, But yes, that was a funny day. We were laughing at the end of the day how, both animals did well. Yep. But the one, you just could pick up in your hand, and the other one could pick you up in their hand.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. And then last statement from our audience. How's Diane doing during this?
Diane is doing good. Everybody is, on their toes. Even the people at the clinic sometimes are, apprehensive. But we are all going through it. We're all in this together, and we have to go through this together.
I agree. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thanks, Joe.
Absolutely pleasure. Make sure to check out the first 15 seasons of the Incredible Dr. Paul on Disney Plus. You were saying earlier that you're one of the most requested for people hanging out at home.
I don't know, but Disney did a research of I don't know what, but they said the most watched shows, and we were number 8.
Amazing.
So there's a lot of people that just binge watch our show.
I agree. I'm in the same camp. I think we should do number 1 for Dr. Paul. I think we should start the hashtag number 1 Dr. Paul. Let's get you above the Star Wars, above the other shows. The number 1 Dr. Paul. I think that needs to go.
Thanks, Joe. See what happens.
Everybody who's on this chat, hashtag number 1 Dr. Paul. Let's get you number 1. We're not going to start.
Yeah, we'll find out.
The most recent season started streaming as of April 17th. So if you haven't checked out the most recent one, make sure to check that out. Incredible story. Yep. New episodes, as we talked about earlier, will start being premiered in July.
Yes.
On Nat Geo Wild.
They are already ready. That whole season, I think, is just about ready.
Awesome.
The first show is almost a year old. And they had not been filming now for 3 weeks, but I hope that when this is over, we will just catch up.
Amazing. I hope so as well. I hope we move past this appropriately. And then that's at 9 p.m., 8 Central on Nat Geo Wild. Number 1 show, so you'll see it if you're on Nat Geo Wild. And then if you're an international audience, some of those people who are I saw some people from France, international audiences, Disney Plus in the Netherlands, UK, Ireland, France, Spain, and across German-speaking territories. Do you do your own dubbing, or do you have a
No. I don't all speak all those languages.
Okay.
But, the people tell me that their dubbing sound sometimes is not as nice as my accent in English here.
I think that would be a funny having you watch your show dubbed. It would be an interesting experience. Awesome, Dr. Paul. Any last words of wisdom or advice or something funny for us?
Stay safe. Like I said, do what the experts tell you. Even if they don't know everything, they still know more than what we do. So listen to them. And especially with the young people, it seems like when they defy these orders, it's just the flu. No, it is not. It is worse. So be careful, be safe, and listen to what people that are in authority tell you.
Excellent. Thank you. And anybody who's watching, head over to DOGTV.com. We're giving away 1 month to watch DOGTV. Maybe you can watch it, after you watch Dr. Paul, or maybe when you got to do some work. Perfect for dogs, giving them some distraction, some education, some information. And it's all designed by veterinarians, all the content and the music. So head over to DOGTV.com. Be together at home. Be safe. Dr. Paul, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And make sure to follow Dr. Paul on social media if you haven't already. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The incredible Dr. Paul. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. We have Dr. Courtney Campbell from Vet Candy and some other incredible guests. So see us here tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central, 1 o'clock Eastern, DOGTV Chats. And go head over to DOGTV.com. Go get that free month. Dr. Paul, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.